Hey guys, this is Noel Manning. How are you?
Hi there. Well, thanks.
Very well.
How are you?
Noel?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today. Excited to be here with you. I know you guys are busy, but I really do appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
We're all yours.
Hey, tell me what it is that this is for both of you. What is it that keeps bringing you back to these amazing characters in this rich and exciting and beautiful world?
Well, first, thanks for the kind words. We're very proud of everything we've done as well, and I suspect it was from the very first time I sat down with Dean and he sort of described his instinct and his vision for what this saga could be. We always had a version of this ending in mind. So we've been working backwards from this ending for about 10 years or so.
Agreed. Yeah, I think I keep coming back because it's sort of my version of Star Wars. I grew up a Star Wars kid. I loved the idea of the trilogy as a format. I loved worlds that would keep expanding, where you'd meet new characters and new creatures, and albeit set in the world of Vikings and dragons, it does have that quality of continuing to go on. There's discovery and there's wonder, and there's an opportunity for well-earned emotion. So that keeps us inspired and challenged, and has in a glacial format like animation, where it just takes forever to realize something. Right. It has kept us inspired.
Right. Well, when you're able to look at something from that context of realizing how you want this to wrap, you also look at the kind of the hero's journey or that character arc. Talk about the character arc, and who do you feel has the strongest character arc in these films?
Well, it's Hiccup, of course, yeah.
Or potentially Toothless.
Yeah, as a second, right? Yeah.
But yeah, if you think about where Hiccup starts, where the first time we see him, he's sort of square peg, born and raised in the margins, trying desperately to reconcile who he is with what the sort of culture he was born to expects of him. At the start of this one, he's the chief of Burke, and everything that he has fought for and fought to preserve, which is this sort of utopia where dragons and Vikings can coexist, well, all of that is sort of tested. His beliefs are tested in this one. He's forced to ask himself if that utopia is actually the best thing for either group. And so that's a heck of an arc. That's a heck of a place for him to end up, and I think it's a testament to how special Dean is and how special and good this movie and this saga is that our ending in this one feels like it could end no other way. You will watch this movie, and this is the only correct ending for this saga. However, I also suspect nobody will quite be able to see it coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, as we look at each of these films separately, I think each has some type of life lesson or message. Talk about the life lesson or message you would hope people would gain from this film, and then all three together, if there's one kind of overarching message that you feel shines.
Well, that universal theme that we took on for this movie is the inevitable life lesson of learning to let go of something you love. And it's a transition that we all go through. Parents know it for sure, but I think even kids, anyone who's sort of lost a pet or lost friends to different classes or schools, that it's a moment that we all go through in varying degrees of maturity. And it speaks to a favorite theme of mine in movies, where you have disparate characters brought together for a short time, and the impact that they have on one another is lasting, even should they part. So it's overall, I think, and Jay can speak to this, it's about being true to who you are, even if it's about shining light on those things that we're most embarrassed about, our quote-unquote weaknesses that could actually be perceived, discovered to be real strengths in the world that can change the world, instead of constantly trying to adapt yourself to it.
Jay, you have any comments on that as well?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I think, if you understand, if you've ever heard the theory of the inconvenient man, a convenient man adapts himself to suit the world, and an inconvenient man changes the world to suit him. So that therefore any great change, anything important, comes from somebody inconvenient. And I think that's Hiccup. I think that's somebody who has never accepted that just because things are a certain way means that that's how they have to be. And I think he's found a way to exert himself. And like Dean said, all of these sort of failings that have no use and put you at odds with the culture you're born into, which can actually turn into virtues. So to me, for my money, these three movies, we see the journey of a reluctant leader assuming his leadership, assuming his mantle, because I believe any great leader has a degree of reluctance. I think the world doesn't need any more eager politicians.
Well, you both have been a part of just something incredible, a series of films that's able to speak to families, to parents, and to children alike. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you
for the opportunity as a parent to be able to see my kids grow up and be a part of this journey. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Noel. That's very kind of you to say. We appreciate that. Thank you.
And you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks again for taking the time to speak with me today.
You as well, sir.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.